Hey you guys, welcome to our Friday afternoon live broadcast, and welcome as well if you're joining us on the rebroadcast on both YouTube and Facebook. Friday is the day that Michael and I come together and we discuss a topic that is relevant to our aging community, so men and women alike. Today we are going to be talking about proper hydration and your health, and we're going to give you some scenarios about hydrating properly and some things that could be dehydrating you without you even realizing it, and we'll give you our go-to tips and tricks for making sure that we get enough hydration in our everyday routine as well. So if you're joining us new, welcome. My name is Diane and this is
Michael.
We are married, and together we have a community that we really like to share some of the things that we're going through as an aging couple, with a family, and doing the things that we are practicing in our everyday life to make sure that we are aging successfully. If you have any questions or comments, always feel free to leave those in the comment section. We will at the end go through the comments and welcome everyone as well. So if you're jumping on live, always make sure you say hello so we know that you're here. And if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube and the like on Facebook so that you will be notified when we go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So hydration and your health, they go together like peanut butter and jelly. And what else goes together? Michael and Diane,
yeah.
And aging and this community, they have to go together. And oftentimes we hear advice about how much water we're supposed to be drinking, and we have an immediate reaction of, there's no way I can drink that much water. And trust me, when it comes to water, especially mineralized or water that is I guess fortified with electrolytes, to make sure that we not are only getting the water we need but also the electrolytes that we need, is crucial to us as we age, just because of some health factors that already are setting in that we're trying to offset, and then you have other everyday life challenges that are going to put you in a natural state of dehydration and just put some taxing effects on your body. So I know Michael has gone through some pretty sad and some pretty serious situations at work lately, and he feels a lot of it with some of the people that he's seeing at work, and they've been working with him for years, are going through this aging process in a way that is painful to watch, just because of the fact that his friends and our friends are not implementing really simple things like hydrating properly. So Michael, why don't you share a little background of where we're coming from with this and share some tips and stuff that you have.
Well, and I just want to say that, you never know when someone passes away. You're not pointing the finger and going that it's some fault of theirs.
No.
I mean, I would never think that or say that for any reason. But I do know, like, the type of work that I do, being outside and it's hot and staying hydrated, how important that is. And a friend of mine this week passed away of a massive heart attack. And the first thing you probably think is, wow, guy probably had a bad heart. No. He complained about a pain in his leg, and he went home. He said he had his wife take him to the hospital, and they said, you have a blood clot in your leg. Well, they gave him some blood thinners, and the blood clot moved to his heart, and he had a massive heart attack. So probably nothing wrong with his heart at all. But what happens with deep vein thrombosis is, you can blood clot, and so that can happen to any of us. So it's not selective about who's gonna get a blood clot. It can happen to anyone if you're not hydrating enough. So it's a serious thing. I mean, like, you hear all this stuff about staying hydrated and how important it is and how important water is, and we know all the facts. Everybody knows the facts about this stuff. But when you think about what your routine is like, and I know me personally, what my routine can be like, what it's been like in the past, and what some of my friends at work, what their routine is like. And I can, and if you identify with this, you can raise your hand. But typically, what do we do in the morning? I mean, we love coffee, and we're intermittent fasters, so all the better.
Coffee's a tool.
Yes, a tool for us to have coffee. Even before intermittent fasting, we loved coffee. So what do you do first thing in the morning? Like, we have most people, we have at least 1 cup of coffee. Some people have multiple cups of coffee. And with that cup of coffee in your hand, you're not hydrating, you're getting dehydrated.
Why? Because coffee and caffeine is a diuretic.
Yeah,
right? So it's pulling water.
Yeah, so it's pulling water from your system. And if you're drinking especially if you're drinking more than 1 cup, you're getting dehydrated. Okay, and then you work all day, you're busy all day, and you're not drinking water. You think you're drinking water, but you still have that water bottle that you've drank this much water out of.
Carried around all day.
Yeah, and you're not getting hydrated. And then as adults, what do we do when we come home? Especially if we're drinkers and you like to have your beer or your wine. We go, hey, I'm a big boy. I can have a couple beers, and that feels good, right? You have a couple beers, that's a diuretic too. So you're getting even more dehydrated, okay?
And it's the same thing with like intermittent fasting, which I try to tell women is like, there's a difference between fasting and not eating all day. Like there's a clear distinction between those two things. And the same thing holds true with hydrating your system and drinking all day. But I drank all day, but you're not hydrating your system. And so we have to make that clear distinction as well.
Right. So typically what we do is, if you're a drinker at all, you have a couple beers. You're doing a little barbecue, a little summer thing, or you go to a picnic on the weekend and you're drinking a few beers. Okay, and you're still not drinking your water. Then you get home, you think, well, I'll guzzle a little bit of water. Well, that's just not enough. And then by the time you go to bed, after you've had dinner, now you're dehydrated all night.
And if you're sleeping in air conditioning
that's
or heating
drying
system,
you out.
that's drying you out
And
also.
then what do you do when you get that cotton mouth in the middle of the night? You wake up and you have a sip. That's not hydrating you either. And then in the morning, what do? We go back to coffee.
Well, and a lot of people don't want to drink water right before bed also because they don't want to be bothered with getting up to go to the bathroom. So you're also putting yourself in that state of possible dehydration because you would rather be dehydrated than get up and go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So we're purposely creating this state of constant and chronic dehydration, and we don't register it oftentimes as we get older, because as we get older, our sensation for dehydration diminishes.
Yeah,
so we don't get the
same.
signs and signals that we used to get when we were younger, when we're getting dehydrated. And anyways, by the time you get the sign and signal that you're dehydrated and you need to add more water, you're already past the point of dehydration and it's becoming something that's chronic.
Right.
It can lead to problems.
Yeah.
And so the thing that we are really concerned about, especially me, is I have a family history of blood clots, and I've had a possible situation of blood clots when I went through my miscarriage situation. And with increased estrogen levels in my body, I have the probability of developing blood clots. I had my godmother passed away when I was just a tiny little baby from birth control pills and having her body just ridden with blood clots. So I have to be very, very aware of hydration and being in a state of dehydration because my blood thickens up. And so I could be at risk for a blood clot situation. Everything else in my life could be healthy, but if I'm not hydrated and my body's internaling, remember those things that I talk about with fasting, like those internal things that are going on that you pray never surface, you want to make sure that you're taking care of them and heading them off before they become problematic. So the best thing to do is be aware of what you're doing to put yourself in a hydrated state and what things you could possibly be doing to put you in a dehydrated state.
And this one right here, she's the pro at systems for staying hydrated. I typically my goal is to do 100 ounces. She does 150 as a goal, but she has a system that she uses to make sure that she gets that amount in. And it's usually for you, 25 ounces at a time?
Yeah, so I do, my goal is 100 to 150 ounces a day. I feel my best closer to the 150. So I start my day with 25 ounces of mineralized water, so it's electrolytes in my water. I do that before I have any coffee or anything else that puts in my system. So 1, I know I'm getting 25 ounces of water. 2, I'm kickstarting my digestive system, and then I'm ready to take on coffee. So I base my stomach first. I have my coffee, and then anytime I get in my car to run an errand, I take a full bottle of water. I've shared all this on my Instagram channel before, and I don't get out of my car till my bottle is empty. So 25 ounces gets done on an errand or when I go pick kids up from school. And I have a system of drinking my water throughout the day, and if I don't get my 150 ounces in before I go to bed, I trouble myself with getting up to go to the bathroom, and I make sure that I drink a full 25-ounce bottle of mineralized water before I go to bed as well. And what happens is when your body starts to get accustomed to drinking that much water, trust me, you don't wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. It's only when I fail to stay on track, that my system isn't used to that and doesn't know how to process it, and that's when I get inconvenienced. So you should want to wake up in the morning and go to the restroom. If you don't, you're probably in a state of dehydration as well. If you're getting up several times in the night to go to the bathroom because of the water you're drinking, one, it might be you have too many diuretics in your system and not enough water, and the other thing is your body hasn't been able to process that well. You haven't been consistent with your system yet, and so it doesn't know what to do with all of that water going through your system. And so building a system and having it be part of your time and consistency will help your body become adjusted to that as well.
And knowing if you're hydrated is pretty easy. I think most people listening know if you're hydrated. I'm sorry, if you're dehydrated.
Yeah,
but the color of your urine will that's the tell sign of if you're dehydrated.
Yeah.
If it's clear white, you're hydrated. If it's anything in between, if it's light yellow, medium yellow, or really dark orange yellow, which is the worst.
You either took a vitamin B supplement or you're dehydrated.
Or
one of the
really
two.
dehydrated.
Yeah, and so a lot of people freak out when we say 100 to 150 ounces of water because the standard is half your body weight in water. We know that the standards aren't always the best source of information, and so you really do have to play with it a little bit and figure out what works best for your body and your body's system. We also know as women and men too who are aging that water is the best thing to offset aging, things that we're not happy with our skin. It is also a great thing to keep our nails from cracking and getting brittle. It's a great thing for our hair, not to mention all of our organs and body systems as well. It's also great for offsetting hunger, setting your hunger hormones back in balance. So there's so many purposes for water that we can't emphasize enough, that if you're not feeling great, if you're feeling fatigued or you're having headaches or you're
not having bowel movements,
you have constipation issues or urine issues even, I would track out of curiosity to see how many ounces of water you're getting in a day. And yes, you should be mineralizing your water as well, or making sure that you're getting enough of those electrolytes in your system, so you're not just flushing yourself out, but you're also replenishing. We buy bottled water, so we drink Mountain Valley mineralized water, both spring and carbonated. We also drink San Pellegrino, we drink Topo Chico, on occasion we drink a little LaCroix. So we always make sure that we have those electrolytes in our system as well. It's really important too when you're in a position like Michael, who works outside in the summer in Texas. It's super hot and humid. You can just sweat out all your own minerals. You want to make sure you're putting those back in your system. And then we also work out. So anytime you sweat, again, you're sweating out all those minerals, and you need to replenish that, not with just the water, but also the minerals that you're excreting through your sweat when you're working out. So do a little experiment, count how many ounces you're having in a day, and see what the number adds up to, and see if you're getting enough in your day and how much of that is mineralized water as well. Your body will thank you for it. You will immediately get a burst of energy. You will notice amazing things with your skin, and you will be priming yourself for an opportunity to age very successfully and not have something pop up out of unexpectedly that you had no idea your body was struggling with. And a lot of times, a lot of those things can really be offset with just hydrating properly.
Yeah, I just read a report that the most frequent time that especially men have heart attacks, I believe it was in between 3 and 6 o'clock in the morning. And the reason for that time is it has a lot to do with dehydration. Mm-hmm. And if they would have been hydrated, they would have never had a heart attack. That doesn't say that they would have never had a heart attack, but it's highly possible that they wouldn't have had a heart attack during that time.
And ladies, we're not excluded from those statistics. I think heart disease and heart attacks is like the leading cause of death in women in our age range, so the 50s and 60s age range. And we shouldn't be having those kind of heart attacks. I did a YouTube video about over-consuming calcium, and that is one of those things that they're now saying could be a reason why women are having so many heart attacks at such a young age, because we're told to have so much calcium. It's just not good for us. I think it's the Magnesium Miracles, a great book that explains all of that if you want to get some information on that. We don't need as much calcium as we thought we did for offsetting osteoporosis. Just get some weight-bearing exercise in your routine and get out and and be active and live a healthy life and eat nutrient dense foods, and we're all going to be okay. And just make sure you're getting that water in as well. So let me go to YouTube really quick. Do you have anything else that you wanted to say?
No.
And I'll see who's here with us today and answer any questions, and welcome everyone. And hello, Cynthia, May 2019 grad, feeling amazing, awesome. And make sure, Cynthia, if you haven't done so, I have a video in your course that shows exactly the system that I have in place to make sure that I'm getting enough water. We have to put systems in place. We have to track things. That's how we create healthy habits. And so if you don't have the habit of drinking enough water, you have to create the system to develop the habit for sure. And then Bonnie is here from Tyler, Texas. Kate, May 2019 grad, thanks for introducing me to this great process. You are welcome, girlfriend. Thanks for jumping on with us. Carrie is here. Diane from May, grad as well, feeling better than I have in years, and I have lost 10 pounds already. Thank you for sharing all your great information.
That's awesome.
Diane, that is awesome. Feeling great and lost 10 pounds. And you know me, I always say the feeling great must come first. Once you're feeling great and you're energized and enthusiastic about making positive changes, the weight just disappears because you're not focusing on that as your primary source of why it is you're doing what you're doing. So stick with it, Diane. You're doing great. Let's see. Tina, doing IF for 28 days and loving it. Awesome. Lost 6 pounds and feel great and have seen inches fall off. I drink 80 ounces, so I need more. Yeah, I would say try. I mean, 80, if you're already at 80 ounces, one extra 25-ounce bottle of water is enough to just bump you up to that next level. And I do drink out of 25-ounce bottles of water because the math is just really simple on that. And then I have multiple different insulated water bottles that I use throughout the day, because what happens oftentimes is what Micah was explaining, is that you carry the same water bottle around all day and you don't make the connection that you haven't emptied it and refilled it, unless you have a good system in place for that. So I have certain water bottles that are colored that I drink throughout the day, and when one is empty, I go to the next one, and by the end of the day, I need empty water bottles. And then I just fill them back up for the next 24 hours and the next 150-ounce goal that I have. Let's see. Tina, I also do keto collagen once a day before my feast. Awesome, girlfriend. Terry, February 2019 grad, love using 3 colored insulated bottles like you taught us in class. You always give the best advice. Oh, thanks, Terry. That's a system, right? So that's a system that has helped you create a habit. And so congratulations to you for experimenting with that and making it work. Remember, we still have to empty them and fill them. So you're doing the work. You just put a really simplified system in place to make that happen. So congratulations for sure. Is 0 vitamin water good? That is not hydration, because there's flavorings and sugars and stuff in that. So I would say just count that as an extra, but it's not necessarily your water. And then Sulin, hello from Atlanta, and Christine from South Carolina is with us. Tammy, May 2019 grad, feeling great in Arlington, Texas. Girlfriend, you're just right around the corner. Lost 12 pounds since 5/4/19. My husband and I really love videos with both of you. Always great information.
Oh, thanks. We appreciate
Tammy,
that.
thanks, and say hi to your husband for us. It's always nice that we have some fellas on board with us, and I'm super excited for you in the fact that you've created a system for yourself that has allowed your hormones to balance out and your body to get healthy on the inside, so that your body can let go of weight. Remember, we don't lose weight, our body does, right? And our body can only do it when everything is balanced out and working the way it's supposed to on the inside, and we reset that metabolic rate that we have. So congratulations, I'm super excited for you. And then Tina, you are welcome for sure. And then see me over here on Facebook. Facebook, we have Jillian. Good to have you with us. From Alberta, Srita, hello. I have broken ankle and also had surgery on it following the break. Is fasting okay to do during my healing period? Fasting is recommended to do during your healing period. Remember, fasting heals everything. So you want to make sure that you develop a certain amount of hours in your day where you do absolutely nothing to upset your body chemistry, and just let it have the opportunity and the energy to heal itself. So yeah, good luck with that for sure. And how do you mineralize your water? We buy our water already mineralized. I know you can go on Amazon, I believe, and there are some mineralized drops that you can get. We don't do that. We just buy mineralized water, and it makes it really easy for us. And then Amanda, good to have you with us today, girlfriend. September 2019, September and 2019 grad. Awesome, I could figure that one out. Jody, I am a work in progress to get my water in. I managed to get the coffee though. Yeah, most of us do. So here's the thing, and for me to create the habit that I have is I don't allow myself the treat of coffee until I have my 25-ounce bottle of water into my system. So if I don't drink my water, I don't drink my coffee. And that's just a flat rule that I have. And I feel guilty if I reach for my coffee and notice that my water is still in my bottle. So you have to have that conversation and dialogue with yourself that you have that as your firm rule, and you do not allow coffee in your body until that water is already in your system. So that's going to be on you, girlfriend, and I want you to establish that and then come back around with us and let us know how that's working out for you. Margaret Maygrad, now that I am well hydrated, my wrinkles have disappeared. Was asked if I had Botox, extra win. Yeah, and that's fasting as well. So hydration is key for sure. And then fasting long, remember, regenerates good DNA and good cells back into our system. So congratulations to you. I think that's fantastic, and just keep fasting. It's going to definitely plump up that skin and help you age successfully for sure. And then Lisa from California, have been watching your videos, lost 60 pounds, doctor is amazed. I watch it every day. Lisa, I'm amazed. Congratulations, girlfriend.
Amazing.
That's a huge win.
Wow.
Good for you. Just keep at it. Remember, you guys, intermittent fasting and creating a keto-like lifestyle with food that makes you feel like you're living your life authentically is not a diet. There's no end date to it. It's something you should be able to ebb and flow your way through and really live comfortably and confidently in. And if you don't feel like you're living that way, then you have to go back and do a gut check. What other things are you letting in your life that are emotionally throwing you off track and taking you away from what you say you want to have for yourself,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all a gut check, always a gut check, because you have two questions to ask yourself every day. How long will you fast and how well will you feast? And those can only be answered by you. So our goal, you guys, for this weekend and next week is drink 100 to 150 ounces of water every day. As much mineralized water as you can find or put into your system would be fantastic. Track it, see how you feel, and create a system for yourself with some boundaries tied to it. You can copy what we do for sure. No coffee until we have our water, and then we get our 100 to 150 ounces in a day. If we don't meet that quota, we are up at night, slamming water, and we just pay the price with having to get up if our body's not accustomed to that. And the very next day, I promise you will wake up. Even if you're tired from getting up to go pee, you'll feel so much better because you're hydrated. Oftentimes when we get up to go to the bathroom and we're not hydrated, we're exhausted.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So drink your water. Okay, hope this helps someone, hopes this saves the life. That's always our goal here, is to make sure that we're doing everything we can to be here on this planet, enjoying the people that we love, doing the things that we want to do, and really having the opportunity to live our life healthy and happy until we don't have that option anymore.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, a couple quick notes. We are not going to be here next week. We decided to take a last minute trip. We're going to go to San Francisco and do some family fun stuff for my son's 19th birthday. So we will not be live Monday or Wednesday. Not sure about Friday yet. We will let you guys know. But if you follow us on Instagram, I story every time I go on vacation. I show you how we're going to feast. I show you how we fast. I show you what we do to get through airports. I'm going to show you my don't bring it, don't buy it, don't accept it policy when I'm traveling, and how I get really good fast in when I'm in an airport and we're going on vacation. So if you have a vacation plan this summer and you're really stressed about it, make sure you're following me on Instagram, and it's _today's_aging_woman. And you can follow my stories there next week, and I'll show you exactly what I do when I'm on vacation. Right?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Thanks for having some time with us today. We appreciate you guys jumping on. And then we'll see you sometime next week, probably next Friday with Michael, but definitely not Monday and Wednesday. Have a good weekend, you guys.
Have a good weekend.